And here was the dream. I was either working at a school or shopping mall, and I went to take my break. It was at 3:30, and I knew I had an hour, and I was gonna come back at 4:30. And my sister was supposed to come and pick me up, and I seen the car parked outside when I was getting ready to walk outside of the double doors. But when I got in the car, my mom was in the car. And as no one else being in the car, you'll get in the passenger side. Well, no, I got in the back seat. Um, it's as if I couldn't get in the front seat. I got in the back seat. And before I could even get my leg for clear, like in the door and completely shut the door, my mom, she gave me this look out the corner of my eye that was like a very, very serious look. And as she turned her head back around, there was these three balls of fire like before us that we can see out of the windshield in the sky. And the three balls of fire, like one by one, went over the car and like to the back of where I could see them through the windshield on the other side of the sky. So it's 1, 2, 3. And as they were, it's like they formed a circle and they began to spiral one into each other. And the spiral became multiple ripples and it began to open. So it was this inflamed orange flame spiral that began to open up the blue part. And through that spiral, and as the opening came, I seen like a paradise, a utopia. I know there was like, how a paradise would be. I can't even begin to explain it because the light that was projecting from it, I can't even describe or relate anything to it. And then it was the sound of these drums beginning to play. It was like really loud. You heard it everywhere. Everyone heard it. But it's like no one still was paying attention. Everyone was still in the midst of what they were doing. Then it's as if I went back. I didn't go back for like my break, but I ended up in like this front office setting. That's why I said it could have been a school or a mall. It's like everybody here is like on this other side. Everything was dark, like it was lightning. The lightning was striking everywhere. Like it was like, it wasn't just lightning in the sky. No, all of the lightning, every time it struck, it was striking down. And it was a very, very, very dark. It was very eerie on this other side. And everyone that was in the front office was trying to get ID. Like they were trying to get identified in some sort of way, either by a birth certificate or like a new ID. And on this side, outside of the door, when I walked out, the sky was like really dark. I can't even describe the gray. I can't even describe the black features. I can't even describe how the lightning looked. It like crawling legs on a spider in the sky. Like, because it was multiple flashes of it. And it was so loud, the crackling of the lightning. It was very scary. And out of this projected this huge pyramid. It was huge. It seemed like it could have touched the skyline of the ground, like just right on top, resting on top and up where all eyes can see. But it wasn't a big fat pyramid. It was kind of a slim pyramid. But the material of the pyramid was reptile. It had like this middle strip that looked like the stomach of an alligator, and the top had the floating all-seeing eye on it. And this was on the side where everybody was trying to get identified, this new ID. And I knew in this last like in this last phase, I began to see everybody in there, like what they were doing. Like nobody was paying attention. People were watching TVs, people were socializing, people was, and all of this was getting ready to come about. It was either happening. I don't know if I was there to see that it was coming in, this is what people were doing. And all I know is that right there made me feel like I really need to get it together. Like I think I got it together, but I don't. And here's another thing: when I got in the back seat and um everything started, like the spiral started, and I heard the drums, I began to pray. I began to, at first I was excited and I began to thank God, but then I automatically start to pray and ask God to forgive me. And I started speaking in tongues. And I remember there being like an essence of my sister. She came and she hit me on like the side of my head and was like, are you stupid? It's too late. Like, you want to do this at a fine time. Like, it is too late. And automatically I knew when this all happened that I was not ready. Like, I knew that I was not ready. I knew that I was still caught up in wrong. I knew that I was still sinful, and I knew that I was not ready. So I don't know. That's what I just dreamed about today. February 24th. Today is Friday. It is 10:06.